Welcome back. Okay, the J Report's very own Limor Shlomoff is joining us in studio. Now, Limor, I understand you actually acted as a scribe in the restoration of a 17th century Torah.
Such a special story for me to cover, an opportunity of a lifetime, really. I was able to see firsthand how an entire congregation worked so diligently to restore the Jewish people's most sacred text.
Okay, Limor, let's join you as you travel to Temple Ahavat Shalom.
If a picture can speak 1,000 words, this one not only speaks but writes 1,000 words.
Most people just never get to do it, so it's just writing, but it's powerful writing.
Powerful writing in a Torah with a powerful past. And Eden Glazer is just one of hundreds given the chance to retrace its holy letters, words first handwritten by a scribe at least 300 years ago. You heard right, this Bible has been around for 3 centuries, and it's now in the hands of Temple Ahavat Shalom, a vibrant Reform congregation known for its worship with music and discussion.
The excitement and the energy that it has created in the community and the connection it has created to this Torah and to our history and to who we are and has been really unprecedented and very exciting, a very sacred task.
As Rabbi Barry Lutz tells it, the Bible's history is perhaps just as sacred as the scripture itself. The Torah was written around the 1650s in Kolin, a town in what is now the Czech Republic. Not long afterward, in 1696, Austrian banker Samuel Oppenheim commissioned the building of a holy ark to house the scroll. As fate would have it, Lutz later discovered that Oppenheim was a distant relative of his wife. It's a small detail that he doesn't go in depth about in our interview, focusing on recounting the devastating accounts of the Bible's troubling Holocaust life. In 1942, the entire Jewish population was deported from Kolin and much of their belongings confiscated. The ancient Torah, along with over 1,500 scrolls, were sent to a Jewish museum in Prague and remained there for 3 decades until the Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia. In the early 1960s, a British philanthropist rescued the collection. The Czech Memorial Scrolls Center of London has since loaned the scrolls to synagogues throughout the world as remembrance scrolls.
This little tiny scroll that we're restoring was brought back here and has been carried since 1972 by every bar or bat mitzvah in our congregation.
So it's been with you since the 1970s, but it hasn't taken on the restoration until recently. Who decided it's time?
Well, I did. I decided. Actually, when I came here in 1984, as the Director of Education, one of my first tasks was to lead a children's high holiday service, and we were given that scroll. And I opened it up to read Bereshit on Rosh Hashanah, and it was unreadable. And it just really tore at my heart.
As is always the case in life, timing is everything. The congregation waited until recently to write the new chapter in the old Bible. The project won't be complete until scribe Moshe Druin goes through the thousands of letters that rest in between these 2 dark wooden scrolls, ensuring the letters are darkened, the stitching resewn, and any cracking or peeling repaired.
We're taking the Torah and by bringing it back to life and allowing every member of the community to participate in it, it's allowing everyone, not just from a collective aspect, to be part of restoring a Torah, but for every person to find their own letter. It says that there are 600,000 plus letters in the Torah, and there's 600,000 ultimately souls of Jewish people out in the world. It says every Jew has a soul, has a letter in the Torah. Everyone's finding their own very unique connection with this Torah, and that is something that's elating in such an unbelievable way.
So this is also a really unifying experience.
Very much so, because while everyone is having their own personal experience, they walk away with their personal letter, their personal word, but at the same time, collectively, because everyone's letter and word is found now in this Torah, everyone will be able to turn around at the end of the process and say, this Torah is my Torah. And an entire congregation will be able to say that very soon.
Is it our Torah, or does it belong to the people of Kolin?
Well, the truth is the Torah belongs to the entire Jewish people.
That also means the Torah is being restored on behalf of everyone, even those who heard about the restoration through widespread media attention. It was hard to miss the framed newspaper clippings that proudly hang in the hallway.
Writing in the Torah isn't just magical, it's actually a mitzvah, which is a good deed. It's the 613th commandment in the Torah. It's the very last commandment. So you can imagine I was more than touched when the congregation asked me to take part in this special ceremony, writing in the Torah. Rabbi Druin, again, thanks so much for giving me this opportunity. It means a lot to me.
Welcome.
Thank
Pleased
you.
that you're here. You'll be able to join us in this very special mitzvah of writing in the Torah. As you can see, in fact, this is the section that talks about the 10 Commandments. And if you'll hold the feather right in over here, and if you will please say and repeat after me, L'Shem,
L'Shem,
Mitzvat,
Mitzvat,
Ketivat,
Ketivat,
Sefer,
Sefer,
Torah.
Torah.
That means that now you are fulfilling the last and the final mitzvah of the Torah.
Perhaps just as remarkable as putting that pen to parchment was learning the meaning of the word I wrote. The word ba'et ahi means in that time. The verse teaches that if we don't capitalize on each moment in life, we can lose it forever.
So I need to know from this very moment to capture the moment in anything I do in life.
There you go.
How come you chose that word?
I don't know. Everything just kind of happens as we are. This was the section that I was writing. It was the next one, as you can see, open. And it was probably meant to be.
Other participants I spoke with happened to agree.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's just also because we're proud of our temple and we're proud of the Holocaust Torah that we've been able to salvage, and we are honored to be part of it.
Well, it's something that needs to be preserved. It's a relic of old history, and it comes from my part of the world. I was born in Romania.
It was really cool, and you feel like a really big sense of accomplishment afterwards.
I think it's a very important symbol for everybody who has the opportunity to learn about this Torah.
Maintaining that vitality of the Jewish people, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is absolutely a symbol of that. When I place that Torah on every child's shoulders and I tell them about the reason we give them this Torah is not because it's the smallest and easiest for them to carry around the sanctuary, but because of what it represents and because of what they represent connected to this Torah. That is that those who seek to destroy the best that humanity has to offer can never succeed. As long as we believe in the future and we believe in the possibilities that Torah really represents, that we will continue to live on.
Very nicely, Moore.
Thanks.
And before you leave, I wanted to ask you, though, was your hand shaking when you put quill to parchment?
Not so much as I wrote the phrase, but definitely after learning the meaning of the phrase, live in the moment. Isn't that the theme of life? It was such an enriching experience, Brad, that I now take it with me on a regular basis, feeling free, living in the now, and remembering signing that Torah. Such a special, memorable experience.
I wanted to ask you also, what's going to happen to that Torah once it's fully restored?
Well, Rabbi Lutz plans to travel with it to its birthplace, Kolin, where he's going to honor it, to embrace it there. He's going to bring it back to his home, Temple Ahavat Shalom, and the congregation has something to be proud of.
No doubt. Now, I want to thank you so much, Limor Shlomo, for joining us. When we come back, we offer you the broadcast television premiere of the award-winning short film, Porcelain Unicorn. Stay tuned.